Sunny Radio, where it's always in the 80s. Thank you so much for listening on a Friday. I've got a guest in the studio, BrendaKibbe. Am I saying everything right?
You got it correct.
And Brenda is here with the United Way. She's with the after-school team. Now, how long have you been working with the after-school team with United Way?
This is my third year on the after-school team.
How are you liking that?
I love it. I have many years of experience working on the United Way community impact teams, previously on the basic needs and counseling, and after school has been a really fun switch.
And this is one of the areas where there's quite a need, isn't there?
Absolutely. If you think about in Sioux Falls, there are about 84% of our students have parents that are working full time. So when you think about that, the impact of having a good place for the kids to go after school is very important.
And that is one of the things that, kids get out of school usually way earlier than moms and dads get out of work. So you've got this little time between when kids get out and parents get out. What do you do? And this is a great, you guys have some great programs for that.
Absolutely. We run programs for both elementary and middle school.
Very, very nice. Now, I'm looking at some of the info that you guys sent over. It says 68% of parents from low-income households agree that current economic conditions have made it difficult to afford placing their children in after-school programs. So there's 68% that are saying, hey, it's tough to do that. The nice thing is, with some help from the United Way, that makes it a whole lot easier, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So United Way is in those parts of our city where you have maybe a higher percentage of low income, and so our programs are either free or reduced for after school.
Nice.
And most of them partner with a church or another group pays for a good portion of it, and United Way supplements that.
Very nice. Now, what are some of the names because I'm sure there are people that when they hear these, they'll go, oh, I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
There are some of these after-school programs that people know pretty well. What are some of them called?
There's one, Kids Stop, and that's in partnership with United Methodist Church. Lutheran Social Services has 3 programs that we sponsor in the city, and again, all set up within different churches. We have Here for Youth, which is a wonderful program that is for children with special needs in their families.
Nice.
And they are located just off Lifescapes, off Western Avenue, and it's a wonderful environment there for kids with special needs. It's set up to support them, and many of the programs have transportation to help the kids get to the locations as needed.
Very nice.
And then through the YMCA, we have programs at our middle schools.
Nice.
So
there's a program that kind of fits just about everybody there, isn't
absolutely.
there? Again, that's where when you're making that contribution to the United Way, quite often people are going, I'm giving this. I know it's a good thing to do, but I don't know where it goes. So it's been really fun over the last several weeks to kind of get a chance to find out where these funds go. And when you're making that contribution, you're helping so many people. And today, of course, we spoke just about the after-school portion, but there's so many others as well. What are some of the things that you guys are seeing with the after-school programs as far as, are there some kind of fun things to talk about as far as things that are going on this year?
I think one of the coolest things that when you observe the program is the engagement of the kids. And I think about the partnerships that are being built across our community with the after-school programs. I know the Pavilion has programs that they work with several of the after-school where they'll come in and do an art activity or a science activity. Through the Y and Girls on the Run, several of our folks are engaged in that. So I just think it's neat, the partnerships that we've built to help these kids through many organizations across the city. And
it's neat if they learn some fun things and get involved in an extracurricular activity there, that's something that they can take on through the rest of their life as well. So.
Absolutely.
Again, visiting right now with Brenda. She's here joining us talking about the after-school programs through the United Way. And again, 84% of school-age children have parents that are working when they get out of school. So it is a big need. Mm-hmm. Absolutely big need. Now, if people would like to make a contribution or if they would like to volunteer, I'm going to give the website here in a moment where they can do that. How did you get involved? How did you get involved in this when you very first started?
It makes me smile because it's been over 30 years that I've been a donor for United Way, and
you started when you were 6.
That when I was 6.
There
yes,
you go.
I always say 10, but 6 sounds better these days. And I was a donor through the organization I work at, City, and I thought I just want to get involved and learn more about the different programs that United Way, and being part of the community impact groups, which are volunteers. This year there's already 1,500 hours of volunteer time that has been committed to being part of these teams, reviewing the programs, understanding the needs in our community, and then really allocating the dollars. So if you donate, there's some due diligence that goes behind making sure that it's going to those that really need it. So.
Very, very nice. Well, thank you again for being our guest this week. And if you would like to learn more and maybe even become involved like Brenda has, I'm going to give you the website. They've got a place on there where you can click and say, hey, I want to volunteer. But they also have a place where you can click and say, hey, I want to donate. And if you don't have that opportunity through your employer, go through the website and check it out. SEUW.org. That stands for Sioux Empire United Way, of course. So SEUW.org. Thanks again for joining us on a Friday.